Yeah, hello traders. Good day to you. Anywhere you are in the part of the world, welcome to a new trading week. I hope you had a very successful trading week last week. And the upper, I didn't do training weekly analysis last week. I was quite very busy. But more reason why I didn't even bother doing that was because the trend still continues. The trade setup that I sent to you guys still continued. And so we are then going to look at what has happened so far and then um, have our expectations of what to look out for in the coming week. And based on my style, we usually analyze the dollar index chart and then we use that to have an understanding of the expectation of the USD, whether it's going to be strong or it's going to be weak in the coming days or weeks to come. And then we'll use that to trade dollar related pairs like the indices, gold, and maybe we want to trade Euro USD, GDP USD or thereabouts. But our focus majorly are gold and indices, and then we also used to look at the Bitcoin chart. So a little back into weekly analysis history. Right here, that was January 28th. I gave trade setup that we should be looking out for some little weakness in dollar index, and then after that, it should then gain strength. And this is where we are right now. This is currently where we are right now. Price actually, dollar index actually came down as expected, and then it came down as expected here, and then made that push up. And so we are going to look at where we are currently and then what to expect as price is approaching a very strong key level. And then I think after that, I gave you guys this trade setup. This trade setup last 2 weeks. That's February 12th. Today is February 26th. That's 2 weeks ago. That when price get here, it should then sell off. And then let's look at what happened right there. So price actually did that same. It went up, but it didn't get to this box area and then made that flush down. Now, after that, I then gave this trade setup, which was the update that when price gets here, we should expect a bounce around here for the push to the upside, giving us a 1, 2, 3 formation. And more like a flag setup. The whole of this is more like a flag setup. And so let's take where we are currently right now. And so that is exactly what price did. Price actually pushed up and then got to this area. And so we have been able to, consistently being much more accurate in our predictions. And in the Telegram chats, in the Telegram group, basically, I also give updates once in a while. If I scroll back up to, okay, this was where I did the analysis back then and I shared with you guys. And then when price got to this point, I told you guys to watch out for price getting into this box area and then pushing up, which was what eventually happened. You can see this was the before, and then this is the after. Price got here and then started pushing up, and I told you guys to expect more up push. So which is this? I told you the guys that there will be some consolidation, and then you expect price to push up further from that spot. And then I was also expecting that price to possibly come back to this box area before it then resume the movement to the upside. But this was what price did. Price only came to somewhere around here and then broke out to the expected area, which is the final journey that I posted before. So I think that sums up the okay, this was the 5 minutes chart where I told you guys to then expect continuation, a little pullback, and then possibly breaking out. And so those are the trade setup I gave as updates in the group. And so now we are just going to go to the dollar index charts on TradingView and look at where we are currently, and we are going to be starting from the weekly time frame, and from there we'll skate down to the hours time frame. So if you remember, this was where we were before. As a matter of fact, the prediction has started from somewhere around here. Prediction has started from somewhere around here, where I projected it should get to this point and then come all the way down here. And now I'm also predicting the price is going to be going that far. So let's look at this. Let's look at the prediction for that date. The prediction for that date, just like I told you, was that price is going to get to the Y level, which was what price did eventually. And then after price got to this Y level, Y right here, I also gave a prediction that we should be expecting a sell-off. But in this case, I didn't put the trade setup. It was a video recording that I did to make a prediction for the Bitcoin chart, which was what eventually happened thereafter. And then right here was when I gave you guys the prediction that price should start pushing upwards, and which is what is currently happening right now. Now, you remember in the past analysis, I told you that the minimum that it's supposed to get to is somewhere around here. If it's just going to be making a short correction, or if you want to make a deep correction, then it's most likely going to get to somewhere around here, and the maximum correction is supposed to make is at this point. But we don't know if it's going to be getting to that far yet. But this is where we are currently, and then we should be expecting some pullback around here based on price action to the left. And it will be clearer by the time we get to the lower time frame, and then the ideal area where price may most likely get to and then start reversing should be at that point. So we're expecting price to make something like this and then eventually, start going down. But we are going to be taking it step by step. As price unfolds, we'll be looking at what may most likely be the expected price action from that point. And so this is the daily time frame, and always consider the price action to your left to have an understanding of what may most likely happen to your right. And so we have this interesting pullback here when price was going down, and now price is going up. We're expecting that there may be some kind of pullback again to the left, which is going to be somewhere around here. So even if price is most likely going to retrace up to that point, it's not just going to be going as one straight line. Most of the time, price usually move in waves. That means it's impulse and then it corrects. It impulse and then it corrects. So there's every tendency that there are going to be pullbacks at some point. So as we have this right here, we are looking forward to possibly having some kind of reaction for price around that point, giving us a possibility of the neckline forming around here. And then when that pullback eventually happens, when we have that kind of pullback eventually happen, we may have a break up to that point. And as a matter of fact, we'll be most likely looking at a very big structure of inverse head shoulder head shoulder pattern. But it may not really go long that far. Let's just measure the head to the neckline and then see what we may most likely get from there. So we will most likely just get price at that point, and then based on the overall structure that we have analyzed on the weekly time frame, should then expect some sell to start. But we are not sure yet. Nobody knows exactly how price is going to be faring for that very long time, but we can make projections based on the immediate price action that we have currently. And so we're expecting that price may most likely get here and then pause. Let's go to the 4 hours time frame, which is going to be clearer. And so this is where we are right now. And now, interestingly, what may happen is that some people may want to start selling early or expecting weakness of USD quite early. But if you remember the price action that we were able to see on the higher time frame, it will let you know that there's possibility that price actually tests this area right here. So based on that, the green candle has not really entered or touched that area. So you don't want to get caught in between when price is making a turn. You want it to get there and give you some good clarifications or consolidations of candlestick before you eventually get in. So my take from here is that we are going to possibly have something like this, and then price eventually making a push down to this area, a push down to that area. So the take home right here is that we're expecting price that's in the dollar index to still, the USD to still gain some strength, maybe for 1 week or a few days in the coming week. And then after that, we're expecting some kind of consolidations, candles around here, and then a flush down. So with this in mind right now, it will be very easy for us to know what to expect by the time we get to the gold chart and the US 30, the NASDAQ, and the S&P 500. So let's go to our MT4, and then let's see what we have on those. We are going to start from the gold charts, and then later on we look at the different indices. And so remember that the dollar index and the gold chart are usually negatively correlated. And so it lets you understand what to expect by the time you get to the USD related chart. So I'm going to be drawing a kind of a support level around here, which is going to be in confluence with this harmonic pattern that has already been drawn down for a possible price action around that point. Let me even go to the 4-hour time frame and see if we have another. Okay, yeah, so it's getting clearer now. So we have this harmonic pattern that's giving us a possibility of price, turning around that point. But this other harmonic pattern is letting us know that the movement to the downside is not yet completed, and there's every tendency that price gets to somewhere around here before it then turns. So with this, it lets us know that we are not supposed to be looking for a buy yet. And if you remember what we were able to do or draw on the dollar index chart, we drew this, that there's a possibility of price trend going up and then eventually coming down. And so since we are going to be expecting the reverse right here, so what we're expecting right here is price coming all the way down to this point, coming to the support zone, and then making a turn. So with this, we're expecting more sell. By the time market open on Monday, we expect more sell on the gold chart up to possibly around this support line, this support zone, and then that's where the true turning of sell should happen. And so I'm just going to draw 2 lines right here, which is going to be where we expect price to get to and reverse. So I'm going to be drawing. Okay, I think the sell should continue from here. So we are looking at the sell from this point, and then the sell should most likely get to this area right here. So this, because I'm going to be coloring this the green, which is where we're expecting our target area for maybe about 2 or 3 days in the coming week. So in the coming week, there's every tendency that on Monday and Tuesday, price is just getting to around here. And then on Wednesday or Thursday, it's making some kind of candlestick formation, looking more like this, some kind of candlestick formation around here before price eventually then return. So so that's it for gold chart. And let me try to see if we have a confluence of harmonic pattern, a confluence of pivot levels around there. Let me go to the one that I know I can plug in the pivot chart. Let me check the monthly time frame. The monthly time frame and see if we have. Okay, so now very, very interesting. So you can see that where we drew, I think I should go back to this other chart and then plug it here. Okay, yeah, remember why I'm not why I don't usually put draw it here. It's just because there are some interferences from this what do you call it, wave experts that doesn't allow the lines to draw. So, but we can see where the lines are drawn. So by the time we get here, you will see exactly where we expect price to get to. And so you can see right here that we have support level 2 of the monthly pivot, which confluences with the key level support area that we have drawn, the line of support area that we have drawn. So what this should tell you is that, let me just delete this. So what this should tell you is that price may most likely, be approaching that area before it makes a turn. So you're expecting price to get to somewhere around there, that's around this monthly support 2, before you then have that turn. So let me clear those ones. So you're expecting some sell up to somewhere around that support area before price make a real turn, which is also going to be just the exact reverse of the dollar index chart. So this is the dollar index chart, and this is the daily time frame. You remember the wave count that we are on the dollar index. We have the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then which makes up the A, the whole total of the A, and then we are expecting a 3-wave correction for the B, and then after that, price eventually going all the way down to C. So with that, right there, it makes it very easy for us to know what to expect. So we're expecting price to come back to retest the initial wave 4 of the lower degree right here, and then which is going to complete the lower degree with A, and then making a push back all the way, giving you some kind of inverse shoulder pattern for wave B before price eventually start going up. So with this right there, let's go to the 4-hour time frame. So for the 4-hour time frame, I'm also going to plug in the okay, this line doesn't draw here. Okay, I think this one drew. Let me plug in the monthly pivot to see if we have any interesting pivot line. So we have pivots around here, which is the monthly resistance 2, but I'm not quite sure if price is going to get there. Let's go to the daily time frame. Well, it may get there, but it may not be immediate. You remember that this is the area I marked on the Telegram charts, on the trading view chart, that we're expecting price to get to. But then there's supposed to be some pushback around some point before price eventually get there. So yes, price is going to be later getting to the R2, but it may not be immediately. So back to the 4-hour time frame, and so this is the initial wave 4 area that price tested, and then we're expecting price to get to somewhere around here also before it starts selling. And so it confirmed the relationship with the dollar index chart, dollar index chart to the gold chart. So for the gold chart, we're expecting price to come all the way down and then make a move to the upside. And then for the dollar index chart, we're expecting price to get to somewhere around here and then make some push down. So with this, let's go to, we've had an understanding of what to expect on the what do you call it, on the gold chart. Now, interestingly, what you should also note here is that when price gets here, it may first stop and start acting as if it's going to turn from there. And the reason is because you have multiple harmonic patterns around here that is ending exactly around the same space. And also you can see right here that we have a temporary support line that may most likely be broken. So when price come all the way to this point, you're not supposed to start your buy yet. You're supposed to watch out for what price does when it gets there. So it's not all the time that you follow the harmonic patterns. It depends on the price action that you've been able to study beforehand. So the price action suggests mostly that price may most likely get to this point. So when price gets into this box area and then it's still showing much more momentum to the downside, it's telling you that the sell is not yet over, and then there's a possibility of price going down first before eventually making that turn. So you don't get in too early or get caught in quite early. So as for me, when I'm taking this trade tomorrow, Monday, I'm just going to observe. I'm going to be taking a sell, and then I'm going to be observing how price reacts to this point. And then if price gets here and makes some kind of pushback up, and then give a candlestick confirmation around here, I'll be taking that sell all the way to the strong support line. So then that ends the dollar index and the gold chart. For US 30, let's go to US 30 chart. And then this is what we have been looking at on US 30. Price have made this move to the upside, forming the A, and then we are in a sideways correction pattern, which is the B structure, and then we are still expecting price to most likely gets to that point. So the fact that we are in a sideways correction pattern make it quite easy for us to even know what price should do. And so with this, what our expectation on the dollar index chart, if you remember, is that is expected to first go up a little and then come down, and we are looking for the reverse right here. So we're expecting some push down from the US 30 chart before price eventually start going up, giving us the reverse of what we have been able to spot on the US dollar index chart. And so this is where we are right now, and it's looking more likely that there's still much more sell opportunity. I'm going to just draw a line right here. And so this forms the baseline where price shouldn't break if it's going to still be going down. So I'm going to draw these two lines. So this area represents where price shouldn't break above if it still plans to come down. And then we are expecting price to possibly retest this area, which is what I'm going to be doing right here, to get to that point before it makes a proper turn. So here I'm going to be coloring this one the green, so that we know exactly where to expect price to get to. So what we are saying here in essence is that we are most likely going to be having something that looks like this. Let me take out this one, and since I've already drawn all those ones, let me take them out. So we are most likely going to be having something that looks like a descending triangle. You can see right here, it's looking more like a descending triangle. And so price have tested here, tested here, and it's expected to test here, and then possibly also coming around here for the 5th time or so before it eventually go up, giving you this kind of trade setup. So for now, the immediate price action that we should be looking at right here is price coming to this point. And so let's go to the 4-hour time frame back. So what we should be expecting right here is price, possibly first doing some push up and then completing the move to the downside. But the move to the downside is not going to be for long, and then we should then be looking out for price possibly making a turn. So let me see if I can plug in the if we have any harmonic pattern there, but I'm sure we are going to be having some harmonic pattern around here that is going to be confirming our buy to the upside. So for the dollar index chart, we are looking at a continuation of the sell to this point, or if price still push back up, it may come to retest this area before it now do the final sell. So it's either you get in for your sell here, or if price gets to this point, you look for your sell around here for the completion to the downside. And then when price gets here, we'll be looking out for the buy to the upside. So that completes the US 30, and then I'm very sure we'll be seeing similar structure on the NASDAQ and the S&P 500. So for the NASDAQ, we have something similar right here. Let me see if I can use this. I think this one is cleaner compared to this. Okay. So we have something similar right here, where price broke out from this initial resistance area, and then it's possibly coming to test it as a support before it eventually starts going up. But then let's look at the wave count that we're expecting on this. Do we have it cleaner on the weekly time frame? I think not so clean. Let me just go back to this daily time frame. I'll prefer to use this one right here. So I'm going to be adjusting this to this point, which is where what is expected based on the analysis that we've been able to see on the dollar index chart, that there's supposed to be some pushback, some little push down for some while before it price eventually begin the movement to the upside. And so this is the initial high that price have done, and then this is the expected price action area where price should get to and reject if it wants to start going up. So it means that if it breaks this area, then the structure has changed and we are going down. But if it gets here and then it starts giving up candlestick consolidation around here, then it means that at the very minimum we should be retesting this initial high. So for the 4 hours time frame right here, and then just like we have it on the US 30, this is the initial high that price made when it was coming down, making that lower low. And so the only thing that may most likely happen is that price first come back to this point. If we come back to retest this point, then we are taking a sell all the way to this area where we are going to be looking at for the buy to the upside. But if the momentum to the downside is still strong, you may not get price to get to this point anymore. You may start seeing some consolidation, some kind of candlestick formation in the lower time frame around here for the push to the downside, and then we now have that movement to the upside. For US 500 or S&P 500, we have a similar structure. This was what I gave you guys some time ago, that I'm expecting price to sell off from here, and then the target area being this point. And price eventually got to that point, but it didn't first, do exactly as expected. It first made some push to the upside before it then made that eventual bearish movement, which is still fine. We're able to profit from that, from this movement all the way down. We're able to profit from it in the trades that we took some time ago. As you can see in this last week, we're able to make 21% profit, but in the upper week we made a loss of around minus 10%, and that was basically because the indices, which was what I was explaining to you guys, this push to the downside that was expected didn't happen. It first went all the way up to around here, causing some kind of losses, which is still fine. But at the end of the period, after it made this push to the downside, we're then able to get in, and then profit eventually started coming. So sometimes you may experience losses, just like what we have right here. Just like what we have right here, you may experience losses, but if you know what you're doing, after some time, your profits is going to come, and then it's going to be much more than the losses that you have made. And so this is where we are right now. Let's look at what we should expect from that point. And so from the dollar index analysis that we did, we saw that price is expected to first go up for some while and then eventually come down. So with this, we're expecting price to possibly push down all the way to somewhere around here, push down all the way to somewhere around here, then eventually start going up. So I'm going to be drawing a line around here, which suggests where we are expecting price to get to and revert. So I'm going to extend this box area to this point where we are expecting price to sell from. Let me delete all this; they are no longer needed. So our sell should be somewhere around here. We'll see it very well by the time we get to the 4 hours or 1 hour time frame, or at the very maximum here. So if price give us a confirmation that the sell will continue immediately, we enter it. But if it's going to first get to the initial high that price was making before it started to be bearish, then we'll be looking at taking that sell from that point. So let's go to the 4 hours time frame And so for the 4-hour time frame, it just confirmed what I was trying to explain initially. So if this candle that we can see right here just keep on, the candlestick keep on pushing up, then we are going to be waiting for a proper sell around here to take us all the way down to this level. And that's going to be the best way to even approach trading it. It's best to let price possibly get to somewhere around here, and then we look for our sell. So that's it for the S&P 500. And then finally, the Bitcoin chart. For the Bitcoin chart, we have been trading very tightly most of this period because price is making a turn. And like I explained to you guys before, it's just very logical for price to try to retrace the impulse movement that was made, and which is what price is eventually doing. Let's go to the 4-hour time frame and see it clearly. So here we have on the 4-hour time frame. I'm going to be drawing this, and then I'm going to be drawing this to connect the highs and the lows together. And so what is, let me take out this, and okay, let me leave this and take out this. So what is most likely the situation here is that you should expect some bearish movement to this point. Let's plug the pivot levels and see if we have some confluences. Okay, so this is the weekly pivots right here, and then we are having it to confluence around around this initial support, the initial resistance line that was tested as support, and it's most likely still going to be tested as a support zone before it decides to either break it or not. So as it is right here, you should expect price to get to somewhere around here on the Bitcoin chart. And there are two areas where you can get into the sell. You can get into the sell right here, right now, if price fails to break this high, or if it breaks it, it's just making a deep correction, then you should be looking at taking a new sell, taking the proper sell around here. So it still confirms what we want. Is either we take the sell right here, but this is our promised land, or if it breaks above this line, then we are going to be looking for a sell around here to still come back to that point. In any way, this structure is called the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, which is still going to be breaking at some point, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, and then possibly getting all the way down around here for the 5th wave before it eventually break. But we are not there yet. That's not even the problem. The immediate price action right here is this, which is what we should be looking at. So I'm going to be taking my box around here, and then possibly the second one around here, and then the green one to be somewhere around here. So it confirms our expectation of the dollar index charts too, because now we're expecting the reverse, which is price first coming down and then eventually going up, all still the same structure, and they are very, very much closely related. And so that sums up the analysis so far. And I think there was a point I sent to you guys. For those that have tried to chat me up for the ISIC markets, I'll give you guys updates very soon regarding what to expect. What I'm trying to do is try to see if we can make the platform conform to proprietary account rule. Like in the last 3 weeks or roughly 1 month, so to say, I've been trading the proper account, and I've made around maybe about 30-something% within the first month, including the evaluation phase and all that, and the profit. And so this is just what I do. If I take you to my trade results on the proper account, you will see that my trading history so far, I've just been trading the gold charts. In fact, let me just take you guys there. Trading the gold charts. Okay, I think I can get it right here. It should be here. I've not opened it before. So I've only just been trading the US 30, the US Tech, the US 500, and gold. Those are the instruments I've been trading. I've not been trading the currencies or whatsoever. If you take your time to really analyze, if you take your time, so this is the account, and if you go to history of all this, let me just take you to all history. Go to the all history, you see from 10,000, and then it comes all the way down to 16,000. And then if you look at the indices that the instrument that I've traded, you can see they are gold, they are NASDAQ, S&P 500, gold, NASDAQ. Those are the instruments I've just been trading. I don't have time or even do any analysis on any other one apart from the gold chart in NASDAQ. And the beautiful thing about this is that, when you take trades and when you analyze the dollar index chart, and then you are able to have an understanding of what to expect in the dollar chart, that is whether dollar is going to strength or weaken. It gives you a very good understanding of what to expect by the time you then go to the indices chart. And the beautiful thing about the indices chart and the gold chart is that they are very volatile. So once price move just a little movement like this, you can be sure that you're going to be making some good amount of money, like making about 5%, 6%, 4% or thereabout on daily basis. So that's just how beautiful it can be. And then yeah, so that's it, guys. If there is any other thing that you want to suggest, or you have a need for any clarification, you can send me a chat in the group, and then I can look at possibly also giving you clarifications. So I wish you guys a very successful trading week, and cheers, bye for now.